This place is known to all residents and many visitors of Monaco. Café Riviera on Boulevard de Moulins opened its doors back in 1955. The owners of Riviera are the famous pastry chef Alex Seleznev and his business partner Nikolai Jour. I popped into Riviera on a winter evening to find out how they came to Monaco and became owners of a landmark cafe in the Principality and their plans for the future.
I have been living in Monaco for 10 years. 10 years ago, Nikolai and I purchased the Pâtisserie Riviera, one of the oldest patisseries in the Principality, which opened in 1955. We are the third owners.
Why did you choose Monaco and this particular patisserie?
I have always dreamed of living by the sea and opening my patisserie in Nice, Menton, or perhaps Italy. I wanted to pursue my passion in a small patisserie. However, I never considered Monaco because I thought everything here would be too expensive and wouldn't work out. But surprisingly, it did.
That was Alex's take on the story. Of course, he was already known in Monaco. He made cakes for various charity events, celebrations, and so on. One day, we found ourselves in a large company at the yacht club. It was another charity event. And next to me was a woman who worked for the government of the Principality. We knew her. And she asked about our plans. I replied that we would like to open a business on the Côte d'Azur, and that we had started to explore options in Nice. She asked why we were not considering Monaco. To make a long story short, as a result, I was simply given a brief proposal that had a description of this patisserie. It wasn't on the open market, because it is one of the main patisseries in Monaco. When we bought it, it was like an atomic bomb exploded. Everyone thought we were going to launder money, not work. We arrived during lunchtime.
It was closed at the time.
The patisserie was closed because the owners didn't want any staff to know about the sale. When we left a check.
I entered the premises fully equipped with an oven, fridges, freezers, everything I needed. The cafe featured tables, an outdoor seating area, and a beautiful display window. Although everything was a bit neglected, it had a lot of potential. This is the heart of Monaco, located in the Monte Carlo district. I told Nikolai that we should buy this patisserie,
so we did.
Is it challenging to run a business in Monaco and manage administrative issues and stuff? Is it different from what you used to before moving to Monaco?
It is essential to understand not only what to say, but also how to say it when interacting with regulators and working with personnel. For the people of Monaco, the manner in which you communicate is often more important than the content of your message. While some aspects may seem non-obvious, addressing them logically, correctly, and calmly can make it work.
How many people work in the patisserie today?
10 people.
Are your employees local or from abroad?
Everyone's local. Well, technically, let's say local. Monegasques don't work in cafes and patisseries. People from the surrounding regions work. However, Monaco is not a member of the European Union. So we can't hire anyone, even if they have a European passport. We have to go through the Monaco Ministry of Labor. We apply to them, and they respond to that application. Basically, everyone who lives in the French border towns works. Alex's sous chef is a Frenchman who has worked here for many years. The second pastry chef, Cedric, is also French. He was a pastry chef for 10 years with Riccardo Girardi, who is now our franchise partner. Andrea, who has worked in many five-star restaurants, is Italian.
Alex, have you learned anything from your local colleagues?
I have had previous experience as a pastry chef and possess many skills. However, I believe the French are the best pastry chefs in the world, and I am always eager to learn from them. I used to attend school in Paris, but now I can learn from my colleagues right here on the Riviera. It's a mutual process. I teach them some of my knowledge, and in return, they share some of the secrets of their art with me. For example, the new chef Cedric has started working with us. It is exciting for me to work with him.
Do you serve traditional French desserts at Riviera, or do you have your own unique recipes?
The previous owners were Belgians. Almost their entire assortment was based on French recipes. I added some from other countries, such as Russia, America, and Germany. For example, apple strudel, cheesecake, and other cakes.
We are 80% traditional French patisserie. Another 10% is Italian, because we have a lot of Italian customers. And the other 10% is a mix of everything else. Overall, the majority of our recipes are French.
Lately, many people are giving up gluten, sugar, and lactose. We laughed at first, saying, how can pastries be gluten-free and sugar-free? But then we realized that the demand for such foods is constantly increasing. We started introducing such desserts to our assortment. And now it's almost 50% of our sales. Gluten-free, sugar-free, and lactose-free desserts are the first to be sold.
Do you have famous clients, celebrities, members of the royal family?
We work with all the major families in Monaco. The princely family orders from us. Alex made a wedding cake for the princely family. And we made one for the prince's birthday.
And more than once.
Yes, more than once. But he picked it up and brought it to the restaurant last year. Well-known clients are great, but for a business to exist, you need a regular large clientele that buys from you daily. That's why we welcome everyone, both Monegasques and Monaco visitors, who appreciate quality and high-end products.
Do you find it challenging to move to Monaco and get a residence permit from an administrative point of view?
When we purchased this patisserie, we already had prior authorization from the government. They were aware of our identity, background, professional experience, and the fact that we were investing money in Monaco. We sought assistance from KPMG, who helped us convert our French documents into Monaco documents. To proceed, we needed to buy a business, rent a place to live, and demonstrate sufficient funds in our account. There was a comprehensive list of requirements that we had to fulfill.
Was it difficult for you to adapt to life in Monaco? Did you make friends here?
In the beginning, it felt like stepping into a fairy tale. I traveled from Moscow to Monte Carlo to work in my patisserie, and for a year, I was euphoric. When Nikolai asked me if I was depressed,
I knew it.
I insisted that I wasn't. I was always busy with a job, friends, and many social activities. However, after a year, I started to feel that my life was becoming routine. I would come to work every day at 5 in the morning, doing the same tasks repeatedly. In Moscow, my lifestyle had been different. I was involved in television production, publishing books, and had contracts with various companies. I taught masterclasses in Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, and Belarus. My life was vibrant and active. And here in Monaco, I was working with the same people daily, and I wondered, what am I doing here? Beautiful sea and sun surrounded me, and I felt I should be happier. This state of mind lasted for about 2 years. But eventually, I decided to pull myself together. I had work to do, responsibilities to fulfill, partners to consider, and clients to satisfy. Since then, I've experienced no depression, only getting forward.
I lived in London for many years, so I also had that state. Then I couldn't live with it and came back.
Did it work out in Monaco?
It worked in Monaco because I was busy here and I had a lot of responsibilities. I am older now and my life priorities have changed. Most importantly, it is very comfortable to live here. A good friend of ours brought us into her company. From that moment on, we formed a circle of people who always supported us. Friends are always asking, "Where are you? How are you doing? What are you doing today? Come over for dinner." With my job, I can stay at home, and I'm happy. But such friendly support is very important. And on top of that, a family in Monaco has adopted us, so to speak. They invite us to all the local festivities, to Christmas.
You saw that Katie was here.
Katie has just left.
Although she's retired now.
And now I'm heading out while Katie will be at the cafe instead of me, even though it's challenging for her. In Monaco, everyone knows everything about each other. We don't engage in suspicious activities. We work hard every day and maintain total transparency.
Just look at my Instagram.
Once again, friends are very important.
Does your working day still start at 5 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, my typical working day ends at noon. After that, I get in my car and drive to neighboring towns in France or Italy. I create stories on Instagram, take photos of everything, talk about the places I've traveled to, and showcase the local nature and cuisine. My subscribers love it. When they come to Monaco, they often stop by to thank me. Many tell me they've followed my advice on Instagram and visited some places I recommended. Others who live in different countries simply enjoy looking at my posts filled with blue skies, the sea, oranges, and tangerines. Everything looks beautiful, and I can see that it instantly lifts their mood.
Is it expensive to live in Monaco?
I am interested in property and can tell you a lot about prices in Monaco. But to make a long story short, the answer is yes, it is expensive.
Even compared to other European countries, such as the UK, for example.
Compared to anywhere else. But if you talk about living in Paris or London, anything that corresponds to the luxury standard is always expensive. So a lot depends on how you want to live.
What is your favorite cuisine? Do you have any favorite dishes and restaurants?
I love Italian food. I love pasta, pizza, mozzarella.
Do you cook at home? Do you have any favorite desserts?
At home, I cook the regular food, but not desserts. It's enough that I make them all the time at work.
Chef Alex and Nikolai decided to develop the international franchise Riviera in collaboration with renowned restaurateur Riccardo Giraudy, who operates successful restaurant brands like Beef Bar and African Queen.
We have been working here for a long time.
For 10 years now.
And everything has become comfortable. Comfortable living. Comfortable work. And we didn't want to leave our comfort zone. However, we were frequently offered opportunities to open cafes under our brand in different locations. I shared this idea with Alex, but he said he wasn't interested. Nonetheless, the idea lingered in my mind. Another significant challenge was our lack of relevant experience. I'm not just referring to making desserts, I mean the administrative aspects. This posed a considerable challenge. One day, we met Riccardo Giraudy, who asked why we weren't considering opening a pastry shop elsewhere. I explained that we were busy working together and didn't have the time.
He opens restaurants all over the world.
Riccardo then offered to manage all the administrative issues related to the franchise, including paperwork, payments, and so on. We agreed to collaborate, and now we are forming a joint venture with Riccardo for the Riviera franchise. We have already registered the trademark. This year marks the 70th anniversary of our patisserie. We have prepared all the necessary documents and presentations with Riccardo, allowing us to work with actual clients. Riccardo has extensive experience, having opened over 40 restaurants worldwide. For instance, he recently launched Beef Bar in Milan and African Queen in Dubai. He leads a large team that specializes in franchises. We have already received interest from major chains, large organizations, and hotel groups that want to open a cafe or restaurant. However, I would prefer to start by working with genuinely passionate individuals about the pastry business, as it is a delicate field that requires love and commitment. There is also an investment component to consider.
Where would you like to open new Pâtisserie Riviera first?
First of all, certainly in Eastern Europe. and Dubai, Qatar, and Oman.
In the Middle East.
Yes, in the Middle East.
How will the interiors and style of Riviera patisseries in other countries reflect the style of Monaco?
Monaco has no oil and gas and no gold mining, but it is renowned for its image of luxury. For me, luxury is a lot of hard work that is not visible at first glance. Take, for example, a porcelain cup. You can choose one type of porcelain over another. Remember in The Devil Wears Prada, there was a conversation about the cerulean blue color. To make a certain color, a lot of people had to work hard. We apply the same principles here. Alex meticulously decides what the chocolate should be and what other necessary ingredients. Fortunately, we have easy access to all these high-quality products. Luxury is reflected in the interior, allowing anyone who enters to understand exactly where they are.
And then there's the packaging.
We are currently developing gift boxes that customers have very well received. These packages will recognizably reference Monte Carlo. Here in Monaco, the design tends to be more classic French. People are used to it. We don't want to change it. However, our upcoming Riviera 2.0 projects will introduce a completely different approach.
Apart from the interest and desire for the pastry business, what else do I need to open a Riviera cafe in another city? What capital is required?
Money will not be the deciding factor. First, we need to understand the profile of the potential franchisee. Additionally, we should consider the locations they already own. For instance, if someone is developing a business center in Prague or another city, they may not want to open yet another Starbucks. Instead, they aim to introduce something new in the luxury segment. This is our case. So, we focus primarily not on financial aspects. We can assist when someone is creating a business center or hotel and wants to open a cafe as part of that development. Another possibility is when parents want to establish a beautiful business for their children and pass it through generations. Of course, there is also the option to sell the business later on. Therefore, there are many significant factors to consider beyond just money.
Is this business going to be profitable?
As you can see, we are doing pretty well.
For 70 years.
Yes.
So what is the first step in launching a Riviera-branded patisserie? Whom to contact?
We have a website, riviera1955.com. We have email, info@riviera1955.com. You have to send us an application and tell us about yourself.
By the way, do you have a delivery service?
Yes, we have international shipping.
We can send our products almost anywhere in the world.
Yes. We have a lot of orders for delivery to Dubai and New York, for example.
So have you already been to Monaco and know Café Riviera? Please write in the comments. And if you are interested in opening a Riviera-branded patisserie in your city, message me on WhatsApp or Telegram. All my contacts are in the description. And like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you in Monaco.